You're tuned in to the Restaurant Rockstars podcast. Powerful ideas to rock your restaurant. Here's your host, Roger Bodwin.
You know, Rockstars, I've always believed that the three most important attributes of any successful restaurant are food, service, and ambiance. Know that your customers expect the food to be good and the atmosphere to be interesting and comfortable. But I believe that service is the most important detail in your restaurant. It has a huge impact on your sales, repeat business, and, just as important, your online reviews. So, I'm too often surprised by the service provided in some restaurants I visit, no matter where I happen to be traveling. It does happen. Today's episode is a dining experience I had once that may seem too crazy to believe, but in all honesty, and unfortunately for that restaurant, it is a true story. Give a listen, and as food for thought, don't let this happen in your restaurant. It was Saturday night, and the place looked busy, so I thought it must be a good restaurant. I walked in, and there was an obstacle course to get to the host counter. People were all waiting for tables. I asked how long it would be for a party of 4. About an hour, the host said, before walking away without taking our name. We decided to get a drink at the bar, so we fought our way through the crowd. The bartender saw me but kept pouring drinks. After 5 minutes, I had to flag him down and say, "Can we get some drinks here?" He finally came over. "What do you have for wines by the glass?" I asked. "We don't pour much wine. I'm not sure. There's a drink list over there." I had to walk over to get the wine list, and when I returned to the bar, the bartender had moved on to someone else. I had to get his attention again. After finally getting drinks, we waited and waited for our table. I noticed a party of 4 who came in after us were seated first. I complained to the hostess, and she said, "Did you come in before them? Oh, sorry." We waited far longer than an hour, and I asked the hostess when we would be seated. "Can't seat you yet. Don't have any tables." I looked into the dining room and saw 4 open tables, all uncleared with no busser in sight. Finally, we were brought to a dirty table, covered with water that someone had spilled, and there was ketchup on the floor next to the table. A manager walked by carrying a tray of food, and I asked if someone could clean our table. "We'll get to it," she said. Our server came over and said, "What can I get you to drink?" She brought menus, put them down, and left. She came back and said, "Ready to order?" There was a specials board on the wall, but we couldn't read it, so we asked her. "They're on the board over there." I ordered the chicken, and my friends ordered burgers. Of course, we waited and waited for the food to arrive, and when it finally did, one of the burgers was burnt, so we sent it back. I asked for water, which never came. It took quite a while to get the recooked burger. We were tired and hungry, so we waited, ate our meals, and asked for the check. Our server finally came back and said, "Does anyone want dessert?" We asked, "What is dessert?" "I'll go get you the list." "Forget it, just bring the check." They never took the burnt burger off the check and charged us for the recook. Another delay as the manager had to be found to comp the slip. As we passed the gum-snapping hostess, she said, "Thanks, come again." No thanks. Again, this was one crazy night, I know. But these things happen in restaurants with far too much frequency. Sometimes we're short-staffed, or we get an unexpected rush on a typically slower night. Maybe we have new and inexperienced staff that we're just training. Maybe the new menu has the kitchen crew scrambling to keep up. Whatever the reason, remember, restaurants are the business of 1,000 details. It's also all about entertainment and consistency. It takes regular, effective training, both at the front of house and back of house, to put on a seamless performance that your customers will talk about and want to experience again and again.
Thanks for listening to the Restaurant Rockstars podcast. For lots of great resources, head over to restaurantrockstars.com. And while you're there, download a copy of the book, Rock Your Restaurant. It's a game changer. See you next time.